welcome, Natanya. You are our very first guest on my first podcast/video. Welcome.
Yay! Thank you so much for having me, Gabby. Sorry, that was a little spastic of me, okay? I apologize.
She's the perfect first guest because she's being very relatable with me, and we are testing a lot of things out, and it's so much fun. So we are excited to get this started. So obviously, Natanya is an editor and copywriter. So we want to talk about how it can be related to social media posts and how we can combine the two to improve our social media skills. So my first question for you, Natanya, is how do we even start to choose topics? Where do we start?
Yeah, I think that oftentimes we put a lot more stress into that than needs to be. So I first want to say that social media is not supposed to be stressful. Got it? It's supposed to be fun and social.
That's right.
So it's where you can share about yourself. And so that being said, some of the best topics are to just think about you, your interests. I even say something as simple as what made you smile today.
Yes.
And first of all, that'll put you in a better mood. But second of all, it can be anything. I'm very much into gratitudes. I have a gratitude practice that I do every morning. And more often than not, one of them is just, I'm grateful for the sunshine. Or I'm grateful for my cozy bed.
Oh my goodness. No, don't make me want to get back in bed.
I know, right?
That's definitely something that makes me happy too. So choose things that make you happy. That's a great topic.
Just something simple. What made me smile today? And if you really want to be a grouch, then you can go to the opposite end and think of what really brought up a lot of extreme emotion or energy. So was there something that really ticked you off? Or think about some of your pet peeves. When I was on the dating site, one of the questions was, what are your pet peeves? And I just thought, that's hilarious. First of all, it was a great conversation starter.
Yeah.
Because when someone else gets annoyed by the same things, you can't help but be like, oh my God, me too!
Okay, now we gotta know what's your pet peeve.
Well, one huge one is when people wear socks with their sandals. Don't do it.
Okay, I guess
Don't do it. Major fashion faux pas, okay? And I had two sisters that worked in entertainment, so I know what are the no-nos.
Okay, that's a big no-no. No socks and sandals.
So that was one. Another, what was the other one? I can't remember. Obviously, it wasn't that big of a pet peeve.
Well, anyways, it definitely brings on a fun conversation to throw on social media, and it's relatable because I'm sure that also irritates people too, socks and sandals. So I'm sure they'll want to engage with you and agree with you. Anything to get engagement on your post like that, that's authentic and not salesy. Obviously, talking about socks and sandals is not salesy. So it's a fun topic. Not. So I think that's a great idea. Okay.
So those are just some little things. Other things that you can do is think about what are some questions or conversations that you notice you're constantly having. So chances are, like for me, I practice yoga. So I'm very often having conversations around yoga, like where did you get those yoga pants? Where can you get a really good deal? What's the best yoga mat? So things where you naturally find yourself answering or talking about those things because they're going to be more natural anyway, and you already have that information and knowledge within yourself. Not to mention it's something that you're interested in. So those are some things, or even your professional expertise. But without being salesy. So like with you as an artist, if someone's constantly asking, oh, what color goes best with pink? You probably have the answer, and you can just say, start talking about the color pink.
Right. So think about like questions that you get maybe directly from your customers and things that maybe you see in your industry that aren't talked about a lot that is relatable to your customers. So just topics that are relatable but not salesy, because salesy is icky. There's a good way to sell and there's a bad way to sell.
Yeah, and with this you're sharing information. So think about it. If someone were coming to you, they were brand new to your company or brand new to your industry, what are some basic questions that they would have? And that's also a really good start, and that's a good way to build future posts out if you're going to do weekly blogs or content that's constantly getting refreshed. That opens a lot of doors because you can start basic and then build on top. And then if you wanted to, you can go more of the personal route. I have this thing called Me Dreams We, and it's kind of a brainstorming activity where you draw 3 circles, one with me written inside, one with dreams written inside, and one with we written inside.
I like it.
So with each circle, you'll kind of just write as many topics, at least like 3 that relate to each. So for me, 3 things that I'm interested in. So dogs, yoga, traveling. And then you go to dreams and you list out a few of your dreams.
Okay.
For me right now, a big dream is being a mom. I used to have a lot of travel dreams, but as you read, I had my little Eat, Pray, Love adventure.
Jelly.
Yeah. Ups and downs with that, I'll tell you.
Yeah, well, I believe it.
But so a lot of dreams that I had before that would have been there would have been the Inca Trail, going to India, swimming in the Dead Sea. So now they're a little different. And then with the we category, that's the sort of things that like communities you're part of.
Yes. Okay.
And so writing about things that are related to something that you're involved with, that's not just you, but it's your relationships.
Part of the community. So like
Exactly.
yoga would be one of your big community things.
Exactly.
And that honestly should reflect in your brand too. The communities that you're part of should be relatable to your values, which in a sense is your branding, right? So a big part of you is yoga.
Yes.
And that definitely comes out through your branding. But then you get to connect with so many people. It's that community topics. I love that one. That one's great.
Okay. Well, I hope everyone else likes it too, and it's helpful.
So think about all of those categories. Like Natanya said, maybe just jot them all down. And then when you maybe are stuck or whatever, you can go back to that, get some inspiration. Maybe have a couple of inspirations in one day, and you're only going to write about one. Then you can write them down and come back to them later.
Exactly. And then there's this tool called mind mapping that you can use to expand on each. So if we want to, for example, take yoga, then I set a timer. 2 minutes is perfect. It's all you need. And plus, creating that urgency just helps your subconscious do all of the unleashing, because your brain doesn't have time to really think. So 2 minutes, write down every word, every phrase, everything related to yoga. So I'd do mat, heat.
You're so aggressive.
Down dog. Lululemon.
Yoga mat.
Yes. So everything that comes to mind, you just jot them all down.
Okay.
And then your 2 minutes goes off, and then you look and you see, are there some themes or phrases that get grouped together, and that can help create an outline if you want more of an extensive post or an article, for example. Or that's a really helpful tool if you're writing something lengthier like a book.
Okay.
And it helps formate in the formation of your chapters.
Okay. That's a good idea. I like that. I like the aggressiveness too.
My poking.
Well, that's a good idea. Okay, so jotting down words. Are there any other tools that we could put to use?
So as we've now laid out very clearly, I like yoga. I have very much my spiritual woo-woo side. And some of those type of techniques that I've used that I highly recommend are related to engaging your senses.
Okay.
So people don't know, or maybe they do, but it's not common knowledge.
Not common knowledge. Yeah.
So many don't know that smell is the #1 instigator of memory. So you can smell something and all of a sudden have memories from 10, 15 years ago that you didn't even know were vivid in your history. Yeah, it is. And so I like to really utilize that piece of information. And so If you have heard of Palo Santo or sage, they're shrubs that you burn. And so basically they're cleansing. So they cleanse out negative energy. So I'll like to go into my room or wherever I'm going to be writing, and I burn my Palo Santo. It's heavenly. And you go around the edges and open areas like window frames and door frames and stuff. And it cleanses out the negative energy so that you literally have a clean, fresh start.
Okay.
And so from there, then I think, okay, like what is my issue right now? Am I feeling like not confident? Am I feeling a little just uninspired, unmotivated? And then that helps me think, what do I need? And if it's a boost of confidence, I bust out my favorite perfume. It'll do it every time. Someone once told me that if you're feeling down, to literally like get dressed up and kind of, date yourself.
Date yourself, guys.
Yeah.
You need to date yourself if you need a boost of confidence. Okay.
It helps. It totally helps.
So spritz of perfume, your favorite perfume.
Yeah. What's yours, by the way?
Okay, I have a couple. I love my amber for my essential oils, and I love the Chanel Mademoiselle, I think it's called. I don't really know the name.
Style.
Oh, it's so good. It's heavenly, but it definitely puts me like in a better mood when I do that, and I get dressed up, of course.
Yeah. My scent, I've been wearing it since it first came out 18 years ago, which is crazy. It's Dolce & Gabbana's light blue. And the second I spray that, I'm hot stuff.
Like, I'm ready to go. Let's do it myself.
Exactly. So, as silly as it sounds, it totally works. And then speaking of essential oils, though, there's some great tricks with those. So eucalyptus helps with clarity. So if you're having like that chatterbrain, or your thoughts are all over the place, you can relate?
It's so hard, dude. Yeah.
Okay, I used to joke with my ex-husband saying my mind is like when you open an internet window and there's like 50 tabs across the top and everything is just running simultaneously.
Can you relate, guys? 50 tabs or even more? Yeah, in your brain. I know. That's entrepreneurs.
Exactly. So eucalyptus is your savior. And then citrus scents like orange, lemon, grapefruit, those are all energizing and uplifting.
Okay.
So
that's a really good idea. So is there any other things we should think about?
My spiritual woo-woos? Yes, there is. Actually, a huge one is with fire. So, to kindle means to ignite, to spark, to set fire to.
Okay.
And that's where I came up with the name of my company, Kindling Creativity.
Makes sense.
And it's actually where Amazon came up with the idea for their reader, the Kindle. And basically, fire is very soothing to look at. Flames, they're erratic yet constant, and so it's very mesmerizing. And when you watch flames move, it puts you somewhat in a trance and helps unleash hidden thoughts, and your subconscious can kind of open up further. A lot of times you even come up with thoughts that are completely brand new. It really does unleash a lot of your creativity.
Think for a second. Just like close your eyes and imagine a fire crackling and popping. Oh my God. That calmed me down in like a second.
Just like sitting in front of a fireplace or a fire pit with friends, and you can stare at flames forever.
Just don't pass out.
No. And don't fall in.
Yeah, don't.
But flames and actually the horizon, like water and sunsets, those are the most calming sights, biologically speaking.
Oh, yes.
And so it's just in us to feel inspired by those sights, but calm and inspired at the same time. And so I recommend either if you have a fireplace, light your fireplace, just sit in front for a few minutes and just take some deep breaths and unwind. Or lighting a candle, you can make it scented, and there you go, 2 scents in one.
There you go.
Or even if you want to get all millennial, just pop up a YouTube video and you're going to find a fireplace there.
Been there, done that. I'm sure you all have too. Don't deny it.
Hey, it's romancing yourself.
It kind of is. You're dating yourself. You're romancing yourself. I mean, this is all about your masterpiece. Your masterpiece is you guys.
Yes, it really, really is.
You got it in you.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to thank Natanya for giving all of that awesome inspiration and I hope you guys are ready to go out and write and just have fresh ideas, and maybe you're excited about it now. I know I'm ready to go write some stuff down.
Well, thank you so much for having me on the show. And I do want to say that as a fellow perfectionist and one who used to have a lot of struggles with writing, I know how tough it is, and I'd say the biggest thing is we're our own biggest critics. And so as a writer, or not necessarily a professional writer, but if you're writing content of any sort, my biggest piece of advice is write and then let it go.
Okay.
If you need to do a second glance, make it a verbal read through, and that way you will physically feel when something is not written in your authentic words. It doesn't feel right, it doesn't flow right, it will not sound right.
It doesn't sound like you.
Exactly. And so that's a good way to make sure you're staying in touch with your true self. Mm-hmm. But then once you're ready to publish something, then it's time for professional eyes, because it's nearly impossible to edit your own work.
You guys, I mean, come on, we all have our own things that we're good at. I'm not gonna go write a book and just hope that it works. Or even my blog, I know I need somebody to look over it. So I wanted to let Natanya wrap this up by giving you her offer, because she's an amazing person to work with.
So thank you. So as a writing coach and editor, I work with authors writing books, business owners who have web content, blogs, articles, and constant feed that they're uploading to engage their clients, or those writing marketing material. And I also work with high school students on their applications for colleges, because we know those personal statements are very tricky. So if that's one of you and you have any of those needs, I'd love to work together, and I'd love to be able to help you gain time, gain energy, gain freedom to do what you want. My expertise is editing. Yours is your business, your branding, your message, sharing your story. So you focus on what you're good at, I'll focus on what I'm good at, and together we'll be able to live a freer life, basically.
Yeah.
Less stressful, like I said, more energy, more time, more money, and you'll be able to do more things that bring you joy, because you don't have to go back and stress about the editing process.
Yes, absolutely. I know that I don't mind writing things, but I definitely, if I'm writing something more professional, like my blog post, or when I do eventually write my book, this is my girl right here.
I am there for you.
She is there for you. We'll drop all of her information in the comments too, so make sure to reach out to her if it's just saying hi, introducing yourself, seeing if she can help you. I've had a little experience working with her, and she's dives right into your business and helps you specifically with what you are doing, and gets really creative. And I know she works on both sides of the brain, and she definitely has a lot of creative skills on her as well. So she's a great resource, hence why I wanted her on my show today, because I think this is important stuff, guys.
Yeah, so I hope to hear from all of you. Like Kathy said, even if it's just hello, or you have some questions, want to pick my brain, I'm here. And then I'd love to have the opportunity to work together and make both of our lives more free.
That's right.
Thank you.
You are very welcome. We are very thankful to have you on our first show. So thank you guys for tuning in. If you have any questions, comments, etc., obviously ask them in the comments below. We want to make this a conversation. So we look forward to hearing from you guys.
Bye.
Ciao.